Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Eileen, and this is Medicine Walk. And for those of you who are listening on Blog Talk Radio, this is Healing House Radio. So, first off, Happy New Year. For those of you who were able to join me on the broadcast that I did on New Year's Eve, that was so cool. Thank you so much for participating. And for those who may have either watched it later or who haven't watched it, Happy New Year. I hope that your New Year's Eve went well and gently, and that you stepped with confidence into 2019. So, first off, I've been doing a lot of thinking about the direction that I wanted to take my channel this year, and a lot of times I kind of, it's like thinking about, what I want to do, where I want to go, how I want to improve, because I do want to improve. I do want to make this even better and better and more informative and more supportive for all of you out there. So I've decided to do something that I've kind of been being encouraged to do. Now, for those of you who know me, and, well, I guess for those of you who don't, I teach many different types of spiritual traditions. Basics of indigenous practices and druidic practices and Reiki and just a lot of other things, meditation. And I've been asked by a lot of people, well, why don't you do that on your channel? And it went into a kind of a difficult place for me because I guess a part of it was that stepping up into my own power, stepping up into my authority, because teaching is such a sacred thing to me, and I didn't know if I could be as effective rather than sitting with you. But I mean, I guess in a way I am sitting with you. I am here and I'm talking to you, even though I'm just talking to a camera, but you matter to me and your path matters to me. And so the medicine walk is going to transform, at least for this year, because this year, starting next week, I will be teaching, and I will be sharing things that I've learned, and we're starting with the basics. Pretty much, no matter how nice a house you have, if the foundation's off, it's not going to stand well. And basics, no matter what tradition you pursue, no matter what tradition you follow, there are certain basics that help support your work. It helps make your work more effective. It makes it safer for you and others. And I've been getting a lot of questions lately about things like, how do you do a clearing? How do you protect yourself energetically? How do you assist in, with the healing process of another person? How do you set a sacred space? We call it a container that will allow you to do the work you want to do. So because that's been a big interest, and really looking at 2018, as I said on New Year's Eve, 2018 was the call to action. 2019 is the action. But it's the action that you choose. And for those of you who are on the Blog Talk Radio, there will always be a link to the YouTube video so you can see what I'm doing, but I will describe it as best I can, but I will be posting them on both. So, why am I doing this? Well, because it seems the right time. I always hesitated because it felt like, no, not yet, not yet. And 2018 was very transformative. It was very dynamic. It was very intense. And often when a time happens like that, what follows it is an opportunity for rebirth. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for renewal. And there's a lot of people who are feeling that call inside of them. Maybe it's a call to connect more with nature, or maybe to do meditations. Maybe you're starting to kind of sense things that you didn't sense before, or that you passed off as imagination. Maybe animals have become more prevalent. Maybe you've been seeing hawks or eagles, or maybe crows have been around you more. Maybe you're hearing an owl, or noticing certain trees a little bit more deeply, kind of feeling a resonance with them. And all of these things are aspects of spirituality and metaphysics that mean that it's a person who is wanting to connect. Their spirit is wanting to connect in a way. So this work is pretty much mostly just about finding that balance point, about finding your eye of the storm, about helping others create it, and how to work within spiritual realm type of instances in order to gain insights, in order to deepen your meditations. It's about getting past those things that tell us we can't, or that it doesn't make sense, or that it's not real. I guarantee you, if you've been feeling it, it's real. And sometimes people get that feeling, but they don't know what to do with it, and they don't know where to go. So this year is going to be your place to go. It's for all levels. You know, if you've never done anything, if you've never even meditated or whatever, this will be the foundation information that will allow you to be able to confidently, you know, seek out a path that really resonates with you. And you don't have to just choose one tradition. You know, there are different traditions that I honor, and it's sort of like having the right tools in a toolkit. Maybe one type of work will work with one person, but you need to have the ability to adapt to another type of work if somebody else needs that. If it's something that you can resonate with, if it's something you don't resonate with at all, then don't worry about it, because then it's just not meant for you and they should see someone else or get help from someone else. But there is so much that's waking up, not just in the world around us, but in each person. And I know that there are those of you who are feeling that something wake up, that something that is telling you that the world is a much bigger place than you had thought. And it's okay to be curious about it, and it's also important to have some ways to be able to manage it. You know, sometimes the energy can feel almost overwhelming, and there are ways to manage that. There are ways to help yourself or to help somebody else who's going through either a spiritual emergence or a spiritual emergency. And an emergence is a wonderful thing that can be difficult, and an emergency is a hard thing that can be difficult. Either way, there's a way to work through it. So next week, I'm going to be starting with the basics of clearing. And I'm going to be talking about the use of things like cedar and sage and different things that you can be able to utilize and bring into your practices to be able to say, you know, okay, well, you know, this will help with this. Things like clearing baths and different types of meditations that will cover it. Now, these are all going to be kind of across the spectrum. Also this year, I will be having people come in and who are masters, who I respect very much, and have them come in and talk about their tradition, because you know, everybody has their own way. Many rivers lead to the same ocean, and a lot of different paths lead to the top of the mountain. So the idea is that by exploring the basics of different traditions, you can be able to decide which ones work for you and which ones you want to pursue. And it is tremendously satisfying, and it is tremendously exciting. Sorry about that, I had to check something on my recording. To be able to embrace that and to be able to step into that world, because I started formal training almost 15 years ago, and it was intense. It was kind of a express trip down the rabbit hole. And there were parts of it that were really awesome and parts of it that were really, really uncomfortable. And I learned a lot from both. So this is for everyone. If you feel you're an intermediate practitioner, you've already, you know, kind of got your thing, and you know, but maybe you're not practicing as much as you could. Maybe you've forgotten some of the basics, or maybe these were basics that, you know, in your process, these are additional tools in your toolkit. And for everybody, I would very much like it if you would mention in the comments, what is it that you want to learn? What is it, what aspect of spirituality and spiritual practices, whether they be nature-based or whether they be, um, more indigenous from dealing with the spirit realm, or maybe you're interested in channeling, or maybe whatever it is you're interested in, then write down in the comments, let me know. And what I will do is I will work it into the, well, for lack of a better term, curriculum for this year. And by the end of the year, we'll see where everybody's at. But I really felt that it was important to start giving some people some practical tools to be able to move forward, because there's a lot of people who are waking up right now, a lot of people who are experiencing that sudden feeling that there's more to them. And so we're going to be covering a lot of things, and I've been blessed to have an opportunity to go to different parts of the world and experience their traditions. And in fact, that's why I'm glad that, I started pre-recording episodes, because that way I'm expecting in this coming year that I will also be traveling, so I will go and learn some new stuff and I'll bring it back to you. So, when you consider what it is that you're looking for, I mean, this is like your thing. This is your way. This is your path. I want it clear that it's not about anybody doing what I do or following what I do. My path is mine, and it's tricky enough for me. My motto in teaching was light a way, show a way, then get out of the way so that they find their way. Because I don't know of any one way. I don't know of any one thing. Now, if there's something that you embrace and you're perfectly happy with it, and that's the one thing that you like, perfect. That's perfect for you. And yet, it may not be the way for anyone else. I don't believe there's the way for everyone, because everyone has a unique relationship with the universe, creator, however you want to define that, with the spiritual realms, with nature. We all have that unique moment with it. And everybody has unique abilities. Maybe someone is not really good at leading a meditation, but they are awesome at working with plants and feeling what plants feel. So we each have unique abilities. And that means that everybody's way is the right way for them. And you can choose as many ways to explore as you want, because my main thing is I want everyone to feel that they have the tools to be able to explore things. And they've got somebody who, if they need to ask a question to, they can. So as we move through the year, and also something that I want to start up with in February is having pre-recorded meditations. And they're just going to be like little 5-minute things, but just something that people can listen to that will kind of let them relax, that let them go into states. And the meditations are going to be based on different things. Some of them are going to be focused on the elements and nature. Some of them will be focused on, maybe expanding the third eye and expanding perceptions. Others may be focused on initiating healing within yourself. So there's a lot of things that are available, and there are a lot of different meditations, and there are as many ways to practice this work as there are practitioners. And whatever I show you, you're going to tweak and fine-tune so that you have that for yourself. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm very excited about this new practice and this new information. Well, I mean, the information's not new, but being able to put it out through this medium. And I definitely want your comments and your input, and for you to really let me know what it is that you're looking for. What are the questions that you have? What is it that, and you can either put it in the comments, or if you have something that is, a little bit more personal, then my email address will be in the description. So you can check that. You can email me and let me know if you have a more specific question, or maybe something you don't want to share in the chat, which is totally okay and totally cool. I will also be, kind of looking at recommending different books. And so uh, the first one that I will recommend, and it is, um, it's sort of, kind of tricky for me because and actually I did not grab one. Hold on, wait there. Okay, you think I would have done this first? Okay, this is Frequencies, and it's a book that I wrote. And, I not about shameless plugs or anything, and the information for it, you can get it on Amazon. The reason that I recommend it, and as you can see, it's like really, it's not a big book. The reason that I would like people to read that is so you can get to know a little bit about my history, about my experiences, and where I come from on it. And it's downloadable, and like I said, it's available on Amazon. And that would be for you to get to know me and to be able to have a point of reference, because there's a lot of the stuff that I will be talking about that I did talk about in that book, and I am working on another one. So it's just interesting, kind of how that one evolved, and later on I'll tell you the story about how the book happened. But I recommend that one. And like I said, the information for it and the link for it will be in the description. And as each week, I'm going to be recommending another book that will be within the topic that we're talking about. And like I said, the rest of January is going to be about clearing and being able to set a container and set a space. So I will be recommending books that I personally have found great value in. And we are going to be covering topics like, spirit totems and spirit guides, healing, meditation. We'll be talking about getting information from the world around you, empathy, connecting to the natural world, and how you can do that and be able to connect to those consciousnesses and those spirits that reside in the world around us, and how you can recognize them and how they can help you. So there's going to be a lot of topics we're going to be going over. And like I said, I'm very excited to start this. So we will start with the classes next week. And as I said, if you have any questions, if you have any comments or concerns, you can either reach me through the comments, you can connect with me through Twitter, you can join our group, Medicine Walk with Dr. Eileen, on Facebook. Or you can email me, and the email will be in the description, so that you can give me specific questions. As far as those who may be more advanced and who are interested in learning how to teach, I would be happy to talk to you about that and meet with you and kind of have a discussion, and we can set up tutoring about that. So thank you for joining me. That's going to be it for today. And I hope that you can, if you're not as excited as I am, that you can become as excited. By the end of this year, I want each and every one of you to have a really full tool basket of things that is going to allow you to be able to move up to that next level and to be able to explore this amazing world within a world that exists, that some of us spend an awful lot of time in. And, whether you consider it Jedi training or, Lord of the Rings or Hogwarts, it's all magic. And yes, magic is real. And you get to play in that playground in whatever way you want. And I want to help you. So, thank you for joining me, and if you know of anybody who might be interested in this work, please share the video and let them know. And I really would like to grow the community, so please subscribe. So, take care. I'll talk to you next week. Class starts. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you. Bye.